All right, guys, I am here with Scott from Machine Gun Dad. We're here at the Iraq Veteran 8888 YouTuber shoot, and he's got a very rare submachine gun. It is a Ruger MP9 9mm. It is one that we have been surprised that not too many people seem to know about. They are incredibly rare, so Scott's going to fill us in on exactly what this is. If you want more in-depth footage of these being fired, go check out his channel. He's got several videos on this, but he's going to share it with us here today. So go ahead, Scott, what do we have here?
This MP9, Ruger decided, and I don't know why, somewhere in the late 80s they were going to come out with their own submachine gun. So they hired the guy that made the Uzi, and they're in-house engineers, and they were going to make something that was better than an Uzi. And their whole theory for that was, this gun fires from a closed bolt. It's in theory like an MP5. It uses a hammer. In actual practicality, the gun has way too much recoil, and in order to load the gun, you cock it and it locks open, and then you put a magazine in and you do that. They added more movements to the manual arms. In addition, instead of making a full extra grip, they just put this little thing on here for your fingers. It's an interesting piece of history. In my opinion, the coolest thing about it is the way it folds down into a nice little subcompact package. Overall, it's a really neat gun, but it is a swing and a miss as a practical firearm for law enforcement.
So why are there so few of these out there today? How many were made and how many exist out there today?
The rumor is nobody really knows because Ruger destroyed the records. This is number 609. We believe there's less than 1,000. But I talked to a Ruger rep who worked when Bill Ruger was still alive, and when they developed this project without his permission. Now this is all hearsay.
What's my name?
And when he found out about him, he ordered all the spare parts destroyed, along with the spare magazines, and any guns that were unsold were cut up for parts. So the gun wasn't supported by the company. It's just an orphan. But it's a really cool piece of American history.
And we got to shoot it today. It does have a lot of recoil for what it is, compared to things like an Uzi, or even a Sten for that matter. But still a really interesting and unique piece, especially the way it operates. But like Scott said, way too many processes involved to get the thing up and running quickly, especially through magazine changes and whatnot. So, very cool. Anything else you want to add about it?
Oh, it uses modified. Ruger wouldn't even want to come up with their own magazine. They wouldn't even let it use the Uzi mags. So they modify the Steyr MPI 81 mags. They opened up the front of the magazine here. In a gun designed in the 90s, no last round hold open. Pretty bad idea.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Well, thank you, Scott, for sharing that with us.